Hello and welcome. November 30th. We've almost made it through the craziest month of the year, in my opinion. It's just a weird month. Um, I'm glad we're going into December. Looking forward to some more football, man. Before I get too far into it, just want to remind everybody you need to go check out Super Draft, dude. We have subscriptions for free 20, 50, and $100. All you have to do is just go to the webpage, click on the link. Webpage is iggy'sfantasyandbetting.com. Once you do that, you'll go to the webpage and you'll be able to figure out what you want, man. I'm talking DFS lineups every day. If you sign up in the 100, it's like 8 lineups every day. It's amazing, man. It's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of ways to win money. I've been winning money just on the sports book, or on the legal side of it too, being in a legal state. So if you're in a legal state and you're listening to this and you're tired of competing, like DraftKings last night competed against like 100 and something thousand people on just like not even the big prize one, just like another entry one. I'm competing, and don't get me wrong, I win money on that. But can you imagine what you win competing against like only 5,000 people? I mean, so go check it out. It's on the website, Iggy's Fantasy and Betting. Go check out the Super Draft. And from there, just figure out which plan you want. That's all you got to do. It's super easy, man. You'll love it. Everybody that's been on it loves it. So there's nothing to question about it there. Let's get to the power rankings of Week 13. Before we do that, let's recap Monday. That was a great game, man. I don't care what anybody says. I thought, if it went down to a 2-point conversion and then an onside kick that had a penalty on it, they recover the onside kick. There's a penalty, and then it's kind of over after that. But 15-17, man. I just enjoy. I don't care. I'd rather watch a close game than a blowout. So if it's a defensive game and it's low scoring, cool. I don't care. We got to see a 2-point. We got to see a extra point blocked, which that sucked. Don't get me wrong. I had Joey Sly in way too many of my lineups, and he got hurt. If you're the kicker, you're not going to run down. You can't. You're not going to run down even the 300-pound guy. Just let it go. Just let it go. Because he was doing great. I mean, he was on his third team of the year. Hadn't missed a kick or an extra point to that moment. It's just crazy how things can change in an instant, right? It's very bizarre. But I do got to give a shout out to my man Bobby Wagner. He had 14 tackles. Jordan Brooks had 14 tackles. I knew Jordan Brooks was going to be a stud. Sucks Green Bay didn't get him. But hey, we're doing all right with Campbell. Let's take a look at this score, though. Russell Wilson, 20 for 31, 247, 2 touchdowns. That touchdown to Freddie Swain, they didn't call the Logan Thomas touchdown they called back. I thought was ridiculous. That killed a lot of my money on the DFS. And then Swain coming back and getting that touchdown, essentially saving Russell Wilson's stat line. That was a 32-yard bomb and a touchdown. Otherwise, he's like at 210 and 1 touchdown. Not a great line, but when you see 20 for 31, 247 and 2, you're going to be like, Russ was cooking, baby. He also had 16 yards rushing Alex Collins. He was the leading rusher on the team. Here is the problem. Alex Collins, 7 rushes for 14 yards. That's dismal. DJ Dallas, 3 for 4. Tyler Lockett had 3 for 96, caught a big bomb. I had a lot of faith in him. He was in most of my lineups as well. Gerald Everett, I had him as the captain. That's the one that paid out. 5 catches, 37 yards. And a touchdown, man. It's good to see Everett getting some catches out there. Freddie Swain had that one big one for 32 and a touchdown. DJ Dallas had 5 out of the backfield for 27 yards. So if you had him in a PPR format, not too bad. Disley, 2 for 19. Collins, 1 for 13. DK Metcalf, 1 for 13. And Dwayne Eskridge, 2 for 10, getting me at least something on the bench on most of my best ball leagues. I've already told you about my man, Bobby Wagner, Mr. Automatic. Both of their betting lines, Bobby's was 9.5. Brooks's was 8.5, and his was on a plus. Should have took it, man. I was like, man, I want to do it. Caesars, you can same game parlay IDPs. I missed betting on that format. You can get that, and it's awesome. Jamal Adams, 6 for 3 and an interception, or nine tackles and an interception, excuse me. Quandre Diggs, 8 tackles. They just spend so much time on defense, and look for that to keep happening. They get a lot of tackles. Let's go to Washington's, and then we can just move it on to Week 13. Taylor Heineke, man, 27 for 35, 223 on the passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Not bad. The Antonio Gibson show. Let's all hope McKinsic's okay. We need to get a follow-up on that, man. But Gibson had 29 carries for 111 yards, so pretty low average, 3.8. But what does it matter whenever whenever you get that much volume? J.D. McKissick had 7 carries for 30 and a touchdown. DeAndre Connor 1 for 4. Curtis Samuel 1 for 4. Heineke had 4 for 3. And Patterson 1 for 0. Scary Terry had 4 receptions for 51 yards. DeAndre Carter had 4 for 42. Glad I've got him in some lineups. He was in my DFS lineup. It was a great move. Gibson had 7 catches for 35 yards. They're starting to really use him. Logan had 3 for 31. Should have had about another 12 yards and a touchdown. They robbed him of that. J.D. McKissick had 5 catches for 26 and a touchdown. So a 2-touchdown night for my guy that I just hype up so much, man. I have more shares of him in best ball than anybody. He probably really boosted me up this week. We're going to take a look. Rookie Bates 1 for 15. Humphreys 2 for 14. Samuel 1 for 9. Look for him to get worked back in. Landon Collins had 7 tackles. He got hurt. Let's keep an eye on that. Curl had 4. William Jackson 3. So lower tackle volume on this side of the ball due to the fact of so many 3 and outs. Time of possession by Washington. All that stuff matters when you're betting, okay? And Washington has a formula they like. McKissick's a big part of it. Look out now. If he's hurt, that's going to change some things, okay? 17-15. What a great game, though. What a great game. Let's get to the power rankings. How did things shake up? Let's review what happened last week. So last week I had Arizona 1, Green Bay 2, Kansas City 3, Baltimore 4, New England 5. Argue with me if you want. That's okay. This week we have a little bit of a change. Green Bay going into the bye week has moved number 1. Because one thing I've learned is as watching Green Bay for as long as I have, it doesn't matter who's hurt. They're missing the best corner. They're missing the best pass rusher. People are dropping out left and right. As long as you have Aaron Rodgers, even if he's got a hurt foot, you're good to go. Now they get a chance to get healthy. They took down the LA Rams, which people thought, like I told you, people were like, oh, Super Bowl contenders. If their Super Bowl would have been this week, it'd be the LA Rams. I'm like, interesting. But Green Bay just gets it done. 5-0 at the house. It's hard to beat Lambeau. Tom Brady came in and won it. But, other than that, I don't think anybody's won there in the past 2 years. Think about that. Arizona Cardinals, they moved to number 2. They didn't do anything to hurt themselves. Hopefully Kyler Murray will be back. Hopefully they get full health on defense. All those things. But they just moved down 1 ranking. I did move number 3. I moved Baltimore up because what I found out is they could be – let's not kid ourselves. Cleveland's not a great team, but it's a playoff team, more than likely. And Baltimore won despite their quarterback throwing 4 interceptions. So the whole point of that being Baltimore's defense, they've gone through a lot of injuries. They've weathered a lot of injuries. The coaches over there are great. Harbaugh is one of the greatest NFL coaches of this century. He's overlooked quite a bit, and it's not fair to him. But, he is a wonderful head coach, and he has a great staff. And they have Lamar. Like, that was Lamar's worst game of the year. I know there's a lot of Lamar haters out there, and that's fine. I'm a truther. I think Lamar's a real deal. He could still go off and win the MVP this year. He had his worst game of the year, and his defense carried him. He had a bad game against Miami, but he's not going to throw 4 picks in another game. I promise you. And they're cruising in that. They may be number 1 in the AFC, and I had them there for a while. But you can still at me. I know a lot of people don't like that move. Number 4, moving up 1 spot as well. So we had Baltimore move up 1. New England Patriots have moved up 1 as well. They have a winning formula. They have a great coach. The staff is there. All the winning formula is there. You got a quarterback that doesn't want to make turnovers, a quarterback that can handle pressure situations, a quarterback that has been on a winning team before, a championship team. All of that is there. All that is there for him. And it's Mac Jones fell to the Patriots. Can you believe we allowed Bill Belichick to just have Mac Jones fall into his lap? They're playing great football. They got great offensive line. They got great defensive line. Their secondary is top notch. They can bring a lot of pressure with Van Noy and Judon. It's just a well-built team. They're great on special teams. They're great on offense. They control the game they control the pace of the game. We're getting into December. Stevenson, Harris, Bolton. These guys are all about to just eat. New England is the real deal. And it's the usual suspects. It doesn't change too much. But we do have a new change. Kansas City went out. No offense to them, just on the bye week. It is Tom Brady. There was no reason for them to win that game. I thought their defense was a little suspect, that their defense made big turnovers throughout the second half and allowed Tom Brady to do his thing to get in there. Tampa Bay is so good They're just now starting to put it together. They're just now starting to get healthy. Winfield's looking like an all-pro. They got Vita Vea back. That's a big part of their deal. I mean, he lost his tooth, smiled about it. Who doesn't love that? That's football, man. But when that big man's up there in the middle, that's a game changer. They lost games when he wasn't there. It's going to be hard to, teams are able to run on him, Jonathan Taylor, so forth. It's going to be difficult to do with Vita Vea being healthy, JPP being healthy, Ndamukong Suh, who has the longest running defensive games played streak. I guess he's never missed a game in his career. It seems pretty hard. I mean, maybe other than suspension, but he's never missed a game, I don't guess, to injury. He's just a monster, man. He's very undervalued, underrated. He's an all-century player, and he'll probably go down as one as well. But the Buccaneers have the right pieces: coaching staff, quarterback, defense. There's a pretty common theme on here. You can question Arizona if you'd like. But other than that, the formulas are there for all these teams, and they're my top 5 of Week 13. Getting into the players, man, it's an interesting thing over here. We got defensive linemen. Looking at someone for you to get after this week. I know Max Crosby's own, but that's going to be a matchup over there in Washington. This is the old AD Super Bowl rematch, huh? That's amazing. And in Las Vegas, I like it. Trey Hendrickson's been on fire. I think he's going to get to Justin Herbert. I think he's big enough to bring him down. 10.5 sacks, man. I knew he was going to be a stud. I called that part of it being out. Myles Garrett leads the NFL with 14 sacks. Hendrickson's right behind it with 10.5, man. It's amazing. It's amazing. Jonathan Greenert, he's been playing really well. That's going to be a divisional matchup. If you need a defensive lineman, look there. Cameron Jordan against Dallas. If he's available, he's not. He just skins out of the top 20. He's 19th right now. How about Kenny Clark though? We did hit that last week. He's on bye. Don't worry about him this week. But Cameron Jordan against Dallas at home. They're right there in the playoff mix, man. And Dallas is going to have several of their coaching staff gone on Thursday. If you got a chance to go pick up Cameron Jordan, I would play him against Dallas. He's going to get a sack. I can tell you he's going to get a sack. Moving along, looking at linebackers. Micah Parsons is tearing it up. Bobby Wagner, 71 solo tackles, 57 assisted. That is so crazy. Let's just read the top 5 linebackers. Micah Parsons, Roquan Smith, Foyu Olokun, Bobby Wagner, Denzel Perryman. Good God almighty. Bobby Wagner, I mean, that's the thing. If you got to watch that game last night, just appreciate watching Bobby Wagner. I mean, I don't know if you saw the statistic where all pros 5 years in a row. It's like some guys I really looked up to in my youth. Lawrence Taylor, some of you may have heard of him. Mike Singletary, he went to college at Baylor. I don't think I saw him as a kid, but I went to Baylor after he played there, and I knew who he was because my family knew who he was. And so Mike Singletary is one of the great ones. I can't. Is it Hunt or Lambert? One of those as well. It's just like an amazing statistic. You don't get to see it that much. And from an IDP perspective, to have a linebacker dominate this long and be all pro level this long and this late into his career with the same team, despite what may be going on and been taken away around him, he's just been that anchor, man. He is that foundation. And you should really appreciate watching Bobby Wagner because Roquan might do it, but I don't know if he can stay healthy. I don't know if some of these linebackers can stay healthy as long. Michael Parsons is special. That's an amazing top 5. Hey, TJ Watt, if you got him, be careful. Devin White, I had him. I told you guys not to start him. I started him. He played a little bit of the first half, and then he played just a little bit of the second half. I should have took my own advice. 4.5 points. Let's keep an eye on that. He may not play that much this week. Devondre Campbell's on a bye. Do not get rid of him. Whatever you do, if you drop him, he's going to get scooped up. So do not do that. Bobby, how about Darius Leonard and Bobby Okereke? That's just an awesome tag team, man. They are sewing up the middle of that field behind Buckner. Buckner's questionable. Let's keep an eye on that for defensive lineman. Logan Wilson's been a stud, probably not available. Marcus Golden's coming back against Chicago. Could be a good scoop. He could get to our man Justin Fields quite a bit. Let's keep going deep dive. Robert Quinn, I don't know if I want him against Kyler, but he is just having a special year. There's no doubt about that. Fred Warner's doubtful. How about Kamut Gruger-Hill, man, against the Colts? If they run the damn ball, as the as the expression has now been called. Kruger Hill could be in for a massive tackle game. He could be available in your league. Anthony Walker, if somebody drops him, make sure you go scoop him up in your league. Rock him for the playoffs, baby. You're going to want that, I promise. CJ Mosley's going to have to step it up against Philadelphia. If he's available, take a look. Nick Bolton, after the bye week against Denver, they see a lot of Williams, see a lot of Fant, see a lot of Gordon, my guy. I like him, G3. I don't care what people say. Rashad Gary, maybe sit on it, switch it out late in the week. You could get a free pickup on a bye person. Man, Patrick Queen looked great last week. If he's available, maybe take a look. He's got Pittsburgh this week. Let's see if he can stay healthy. Tyus Bowser, also available, kind of a little bit more sack dependent, 5.5 sacks. Still getting a few tackles. I'd rather have Queen. And then one more, Levante David. For some reason, he's available. I mean, he is the 49th ranked linebacker, so there's a good chance he is available in a lot of leagues. Do not be hesitant to go scoop him up. He's back in elite form. Devin White is out. Let's just keep an eye on that, okay? Let's move it over to DBs and wrap it up the waivers and wrap up the show for today. Man, Kevin Beard on the COVID list. That is disgusting, but it's on a bye. Derwin James, the man. Darius Slay, let's go get him against the Jets. He's having an amazing run. Let's go get him right now. Jordan Poyer, if he's available. Let's go take a look there. Oh, man, Dante Jackson to IR. We hate to see it. L'Jarius Sneed, man, could be available. DB, have a great DB in a divisional game. Patrick Mahomes has owned Denver. We're playing in Kansas City. No reason for this not to happen. Xavier McKinney against Miami. Take a look. He should be available in most leagues. Great pickup. Malcolm Jenkins, I like him. You got him starting this week, baby, against Dallas. We're going to attack Dallas. We're going to have the defense out there. We're going to attack them, all right? Adrian Amos, man, if he gets dropped, do not be hesitant to go get him. Logan Ryan been on the COVID list now for 2 weeks. Really disappointing. Quandre Diggs against San Francisco. I feel like San Francisco is going to get to the third level against this defense quite a bit, meaning Diggs may have to make a play. Go scoop him up if he's available. No reason not to, right? I mean, give me a break. Let's see here. Xavier Woods against Detroit. Hey, think he can get a pick? Maybe so. No Swift, or more than likely no Swift. To take a look there. Cameron Curl, Landon Collins, if they're available. Antonio Winfield Jr., what I tell you, he's back in form. He's a deep DB. His last 3 weeks has been 17.3, 5.9, 14.9. We got Atlanta, Buffalo, New Orleans, Carolina. Jets in the championship week at 17. Gotta like that, right? Gotta like that. Yeah, there's plenty of DBs available. We'll get the flyer out. We'll get the top 5 power rankings out as well. At me, you know what to do. It's Iggy's Fantasy and Betting. Check it out right there. That's the website. Hit me up on any social media. Glad to answer any lineup questions, waiver questions, roster decisions, because that's what's going to separate you. The top probably 50% of your league, top 40%, let's say, they're paying attention, and you're going to have to pay attention to the details. You're going to have to manage your roster really well, and that's what's going to separate you from being a champion. You can have the best team. You have a bad first week of the playoffs. All right, guys. Y'all have a wonderful day. I appreciate being here. It's been awesome. Take care.